What's good?
What's poppin'? What's good? We back.
Back at
Black
it
and
again.
Unpacked.
I'm CK.
I'm Milz. What's poppin'? What's going on, y'all?
I want you to welcome y'all to our space again. Thanks again for tuning in. If you were here in the previous episodes, if you're new, we appreciate you for checking us out, and we want to just welcome you into our space, Black and Unpacked. In this podcast, we just discuss the melanated perspective of topics that's sort of related to our mental health. So this could
hmm
be our day-to-day challenges that we all face.
And plus, we just vibing too.
That's true.
We
That
we
part
just
too.
vibing. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. We here. We locked in. But before we even get started, man, what's poppin', good brother, man? It's good to see you, dog.
It's good to see you as well. It's doing good. Glad to be here. I'm glad to have this conversation because as you know, since we're not in the same state, this is really where we get to see
I know that
ourselves
this
face to
is
face.
yeah. I mean, we do text though about
Yeah.
outside that, man. It's definitely good to see you. My coworker used to say, it's another day taller than the grass though, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we locked in, we here. Let's vibe, brother.
Let's do
Come
it.
on, dog. Talk to me. What you got for me? Talk to. What's on your mind today, bro?
So before I start, I'm gonna annoy the guests, and I apologize, but I got license to protect. We
No,
got
no, no.
licenses to.
We.
I was correcting myself. We got licenses to protect. So I just want to say that all information that we use on this platform is strictly for entertainment or educational purposes, and not to be treated for a replacement for any sort of treatment or therapy. And if you need that, please go seek out assistance. And you can do that through community, through friends, or if it's something more complicated, please go seek a professional provider.
Mhm. Well
And
said.
and now let's get to it. So
Yeah.
relationships, and I know that's a broad topic. So what I was thinking of, is just the landscape of dating today compared to when I first 10 years ago when I was dating, because I was talking to my fiance. I think I've said this multiple times to her.
Yeah.
If things didn't work out for us and we went our separate ways, I'd probably be single, because dating today is a lot different from when I started dating. So I think it might just be an interesting topic, because also dating, just relationships in general, that impact your mental health. So I think it
Yeah.
was just a good topic to chat about today.
That's a broad loaded topic, like you said. Well, you mentioned that it was you said that dating is different, which I mean we hear that rhetoric a lot of times.
Hmm.
Let me ask you this: what do you see in your experience, or just what you've heard, or even in your counseling session? What do you think is different? What do you think is different about it? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
I got bars too, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and say yours though.
So I'll start with what I'm seeing, because I do have single friends. I
hmm
feel like most people do. From what I'm seeing now compared to, let's say, let's say even 5 years ago. I forgot whatever those rotating doors are called. I feel
hmm
like that's what it's looking like now. But I think that just goes as far as technology.
Yeah.
You have access to see and meet more people,
hmm
compared to days where social media, or I don't even say social media, but these dating apps were
Yeah.
not as prevalent.
Yeah.
So prior, I would see like my friend on a date with one person, and this goes
hmm
with my single female friends as well,
Yeah.
where they was seeing somebody for a time period, let's say a month.
hmm
Now when I'm hanging out with friends and I'm seeing a new person every week.
Yeah. Yeah. On rotation,
Yeah.
revolving door rotation.
And it's I guess it's different for me. being like a friend like on the outside, because like what if I kick it with what like this person from week one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then that's the last time I see them, or like we connect, like we exchange information,
yeah,
and then week two and week three this person is no longer around,
yeah.
and I'm still talking to
Way back, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So that's like something like
Yeah, you got that roster build up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That roster rotational build up, like
it's like I might like QB1 of week one, and
you know I love the sports analogies. I'm definitely gonna use some sports, but go ahead.
Yeah, like so week one QB1 is now QB5 in week 3.
Mm-hmm.
and so I guess that's like what more of like what I'm like seeing as far as like just being like I guess like the outsider, the bystander of the relationships, like as far as like with friends and like family members.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess what I'm seeing in like this younger generation, because I got some nephews and cousins who are in the early 20s.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about anybody. I am not talking about any group. So I'm not clustering like these.
You know they're gonna take it to yourself. They're gonna take it that way anyway, though. But go ahead.
I'm gonna sound like Unc right now, man.
That's what I'm about to say. You sound like a bitter old man, though.
I'm gonna sound like Unc, but I guess it's like I'm seeing more of just like dating as far as more of like the sexual relationship more than like actual like partnership.
Okay. Yeah.
Like with even like I have younger friends, so I'm not even like outside of like my nephews and younger like family members, but I'm seeing more of just like it's more about that sexual relationship than that actual like that partnership. But I don't even. But then again, like I don't even know if that's really different, because I'm thinking of myself. I mean, in those early 20s and 19s, I'm like, where was my mind at?
Yeah.
But it's weird, like, because I want to say, maybe things weren't different or not different, but I don't know though. It's hard for me to put my place back like over 10 years ago in that.
Yeah. All right.
In that dating headspace.
I mean, because now I got the floor, so I get to see. What it is. I think I'll say this, and for those who may be watching and listening, right, like, in some way, shape, or form, we've all kind of encountered the dating game, the dating world, the dating realm, right? In some way, shape, or form. Whether we kind of wanted to, kind of just wanted to dip our toe in the pool a little bit, or hell, cannonball right on in, right? So, I agree that some things and aspects of the dating world have remained the same. And I do agree that on another hand, some things have changed. We live in a world, just off the technology piece that you mentioned earlier, bro, we have access to so many more people globally. Easier. Click of a button. Boom. Swipe right, swipe left, easy. Yeah. Send a rose, send a super like, send a like, all this.
Not the super like.
Send a DM, all this, that, and the third. Not even just on dating profiles, but just the access of social media. From the Twitters, from the Facebooks, from Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have access to people, right, on so many different levels. I do think that with that same digital access and advancement in technology, because we're human, we want it easy, it's also dumbed down the part where we need to renew our intentions for dating, for going into the dating world, and also, just quite frankly, it just made us lazy. No one really wants, the most effort you're really going to put in for someone is just swipe. That's just it's a lot of surface level BS. I mean, in my experience or whatever, I mean, for both, I want to be very careful here. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say, in my experience, I will say this: in everyone that I've come across in the dating game, um, Muslim and Muslim more so now because that's kind of where I've geared towards looking like
Mm-hmm.
more so for like the Muslim sister and stuff like that because I'm Muslim obviously. But even there was a time where like even non-Muslim women, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've realized that I've never met a just straight up clear cut bad woman. Like I've never
Mm-hmm.
met a bad woman.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is, and I'm not perfect either, so I'm not sitting here saying that I was perfect. I was perfect on scale, but what I realized is that I also there's a lot of people out here, myself included, at 1.2. You know what I'm saying? Where we've all been through a lot. We're all tired. It's damn near dating is not dating for getting to know someone like it used to be, and this is where I think things changed because the landscape of the world 2026, all this, that, and the third, like it's you're surviving out here. You're trying to survive on top of upholding the moral, cultural, societal standards, family standards that come across. So I think like trying to find someone to date at the core, yes, we all want to find someone. No one wants to really be alone. You know what I'm saying? We all want that, that companionship. At least I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think the way to go about it, people make it so much more difficult because people are scared. People are tired. Yes, some people are just lazy. Some people are playing games out here, like you said, with the whole sexual piece. A lot of times now, I mean, you might meet somebody who just wants to, just have a sexual, physical relationship per se. But a lot of times, though, you got to kind of lie to get it. You got to kind of put in a little bit of work just to go ahead and get it, right? Like it's not genuine. That's why I say coming back to the renewing of the intention. I think that both, and this isn't just to bash women, nah, because I'll bash. Hey, look, us dudes, we crazy too. Listen, I think we said it on one episode prior, earlier, where we see a lot more women in spaces of healing than men. And I think that both sides, I don't know percentages, I'm not going to go 50-50, 60-40, all this and third, but I say all this to say both sides need to do some work on themselves. You can't be out here in the dating game if you can't even be self-aware, self-confident, and even know your own, identity. And I think there's just a lot of people who are just checking off boxes in life milestones rather than really understanding who they are in order to be out here for dating. So yeah, like I mean, I agree. Like some things have changed, some things remain the same. But I just think people are scared. People are tired. People just got lazy, bro. Like it's microwave love out here. Like no one wants to really
microwave love.
Work. It's the microwave love, bro. Like and man, listen, matter of fact, bro, you better stop me, dog. I'm about to go on a whole. You about to get, you better take over, bro, before I go in, dog. Like,
oh man, that microwave love was a bar though.
Yeah, the microwave love.
That was hot. So something that you said, like the milestones, made me think of like some of the difference. I can't speak for anyone else, but I do feel like people of our generation and older, I think there was like some expectation like for that relationship piece where I don't see that in the younger generation. I think this younger generation, which is I think like one of the highlights, is they have this like, I guess I want to word it as like I don't need anybody, like I can do everything I want to do like on my own.
Yeah.
And I think I see more of that in this younger generation, whereas I think a part of just societal norms for us and people older, it was like finding your partner, like starting a family. And I think those sort of morals or values that like we adopted from like our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, whereas this younger generation, I feel like they acknowledge those morals, but they are not sort of like bound to them, or feel, I won't even say bound to them, but feel obligated to like uphold them. It's sort of like this, I think of it sort of like this college thing. I think we touched on this in a previous episode of like millennials and olders. We had like college was this like necessary thing, and so, and like this younger generation, like college is not like the, they don't feel like this need that I have to go get my bachelor's degree. So I think dating and or forming a relationship is sort of like that for like this younger generation. So it is more casual. I don't have to have this nice, well cooked meal. I could pop some ramen in the microwave and call it a day.
I mean, I would even go as far as to say though, and I think, and I don't want the audience to confuse what you're saying. You know, yes, we are millennials. We are of the older generation. We ain't that old, but I think the younger generation, as crazy as they can be, I do think when it comes to the dating game, they actually have made strides where we lacked, where our elders have lacked. And what I mean by that is, the one thing I will give credit to the younger generation, they're coming up in an era where they have more access to resources, where mental health and working on yourself and healing yourself is more prevalent. It's more out there, where a lot of people, yes, we're humans, so we're still going to be out here dating, whether you're healed or not healed. But I think that the younger generation, at least from what I've experienced and seen, especially within my sessions with clients, the younger generation is more proactively looking to work on themselves. And they know that they're not going to fall for the typical, like us, traditional, oh, well, you have to be married like this. You have to follow this life plan. And they're like, no, that's not what I want to do. Whereas for us, we were conditioned and indoctrinated. Yo, if you want to make money, if you want the white picket fence, if you want the house, you got to go to college. If you want to get married, you don't need to marry young. If you're a man, you need to wait, get all your fun out, and then go ahead and get married. For women, you need to be married. You need to get you educated, but you need to set yourself up for a man. You need to marry early. For men, you need to marry late. You know what I'm saying? And it was just that, it's still some of that conditioning, because I tell my clients this all the time in session, right? I tell them, both male and female, and I say whether it's familial, family, society, or cultural, could be, I'm not going to bring religion into it because everybody's religion is different, but I'll definitely say family, culture, and society. For men, for us, I don't care whether you black, white, blue, green, purple. Since we were little boys coming up into like the teenage years, the early 20s, maybe kind of late 20s, early 30s, it was always three things. How many women you can get, how much money you can get, and how flashy you are with the money. Those were the three main core things. That's what men do. That's a man. That's a man. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out here getting the money. You got to get the money. You got to get the women, and you got to flash. You know, you got to show it. You got to stunt. Especially in our culture. As we started to reach into that, all right, that 30s, that mid 30s. All right, come on now. Now it kind of shifted. It's not so much how many women you going to get for the most part. That's not with the rhetoric or the expectation. There's still a lot of nonsense out here.
Yeah.
But the conditioning changes to where like now it's not about how many women you can get. Now it's pick one, and start legacy and start having a family and settle on down. You had your fun, settle on down and pick one. Second, it's always going to be about that money. How much money you getting? You a man, you need to be out here making that money. And then thirdly, it's not about how flashy you are, but it's more so acquisition of assets and creating generational wealth and wealth for your legacy and family, which is stocks and the house and savings and all this and a third. So that conditioning has been us as men. Out of those three things, though, it doesn't teach us how to show up emotionally, you know what I'm saying, spiritually, mentally, and things like that. We are just conditioned to go protect and provide, make this money, and go start a family. Legacy, legacy, legacy. You are working for your family. Your family is your purpose, your purpose, your purpose. That's it. But we are out here as humans dating, but we aren't really, it's like almost you alive, but you ain't living. You out here in the dating game, but you don't even have your own identity as a man. You don't know how to be romantic with a woman. You lead with money. You lead with materialism. And that's a lot of men. And there's a lot of women who are trained, unfortunately, to fall for that and go after that. Yes, you confuse, indoctrination with reassurance. And that ain't the case. And for men, not all of us, because, I'm a good dude. You a good dude. There are some good dudes out here. But what I'm saying is, though, there's a lot of men who, like I said, I don't care about your skin color, but at the end of the day, I'll say for black men, there's a lot of men out here who are literally just children in man bodies. You are too immature to really take care of a woman. And yes, y'all can call me a simp. Yes, y'all can hate on me. I don't care. Because you know why? It's my podcast. So I'll say what I want to say. But at the end of the day, it's facts. And on the flip side for women, the conditioning for them, instead of three things for us, is two things mainly for them. Take the indoctrination when they're young, when they're little girls, up until and really not even teenagers, their whole entire life. Little girls all the way to grown women who are, wherever they are, black, white, green, blue, purple, don't even matter. Two things, they can cure cancer. They can solve world hunger. They can get Nobel Peace Prizes. They can have the career, independent woman and all this, that, and the third. Fine, cool, whatever. But if you ain't a wife and if you ain't a mother, from family, culture, and society, you will always be looked at and judged at. You will never be pristine and top tier. And women and both men are way more than what those indoctrination and conditioning pieces are. But that's why people come into the dating game with these preset things. I see a lot of women. It's funny because they like I said, we all want somebody, but I see a lot of women, men too. I'll just say people. I see a lot of people put up with so much nonsense from other people that they're out here dating, or hell, even married or engaged to. Now, nobody's perfect. I'm not saying don't be forgiven and work things through. You can do that, because I'm not perfect. I made my own mistakes in my life. But what I'm saying is, though, when you constantly put up with nonsense, you dumb down your own light just to big up and gas up someone else. You live for someone else. We in the dating game, and I'll bring it into a spirituality standpoint, we are too busy giving ourselves in damn near almost loving on the creation instead of the creator. If you make God the foundation, and if you don't believe in God, then whatever you believe in of a higher power. But I say all this that to say, we are too busy worrying about the flawed instead of the flawless. You know what I'm saying? The foundation has to be someone within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, God has given you a brain. Use it. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you your heart. It does play tricks on you. Your eyes play tricks on you. But the fact is, there's a lot of people out here, man, that just, they're so entrenched. So going back to the original, point that you was making about, like, the younger generation, the older generation, like, I do feel like we have a lot of traditional qualities that, yes, are correct. yeah, like we have, yes, you need to stick it out. You need to communicate. But like our generation and older, bro, they wasn't taught to really emotionally express and
Hmm.
communicate. They wasn't taught to really sit things down. Everybody say, "Oh, I want a traditional man, a traditional woman." Yeah, but what are you really saying though? Because a traditional man don't open up. He ain't romantic like that. A traditional man ain't gonna sit there and be emotionally available and all that. He's the breadwinner. He makes the money. He comes home, maybe bounce around with the kids, but that's what it is. The same thing for a traditional woman. Yo, keep your mouth shut, cook, clean, take care of them babies. That's it. And give me sex when I want. That's what a traditional woman typically on average was doing. Chicks ain't doing that this out here like that. You might get a few, don't get me wrong. But even then though, I'm sorry. I listen. You know what? All right, I'm about to see.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Don't
Yo,
stop it. Don't hold it in.
I'm just saying, bro. Like
Don't suppress.
it just gets. It's just crazy because like it's just like the indoctrination, man. It's like, yo, people want these things, but it's almost like in the dating realm, it's like you have a bunch of blockbusters and Radio Shacks in the world of Netflix and streaming platforms. Like you're outdated. You're holding on to something, and I'm not saying these may be your core traditional values and stuff like that. And I'm not saying there ain't people out there, it takes patience, but you have to work on yourself. You have to constantly build out your own peace. Ain't nobody coming to save you. And I find out here in the dating game, whether it be through my own experience, I have single friends. Hell, I got married friends who deal with situations of like, social media influence. Because social media has influenced a lot of mindsets and
Yes.
trajectories. But I will say, like, it's just to the fact, like, man, people want these things, but they aren't willing to necessarily be patient, put in the work to find someone good. Good people can be good partners. Good people can be bad partners. Bad people are just bad partners. It ain't gonna work no other way. And that's what I'm saying. People don't want to necessarily be patient to learn someone, to take the time to compromise. And it is scary though, because you putting your eggs kind of in this basket, and that's faith. You're trusting the other person to honor what they're saying. And people get so caught up on, that age-old cliche joint, actions speak louder than words. I don't believe that though. And for people out there who do believe that, y'all crazy too. Its actions must match the words. If I'm saying something, you stand on business. People can talk, but if their actions ain't matching it, then it's whatever. If your actions are going or saying one thing, but your words are saying another, that ain't always cool neither. Actions gotta match your words. That's honesty. That's being transparent, emotionally available. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's another thing too about honesty. People don't want honesty, yo. People really don't want honesty. You really don't. They say they do, but they really don't. They want honesty that makes them feel good, that gasses up their ego. But yeah, I'm gonna stop because I got bars on this topic, dog. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to project on the audience or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And something that, like, I was thinking about like as you were talking about like the traditional, like the traditional man, the traditional woman. I'm curious of, like, since, like, obviously, like, we're both in America.
Yeah.
I'm curious of when we go outside of America, like, what do those, like, roles, like, look like as far as, like, relationships? Like, I'm curious if this is sort of a universal sort of standard for roles, because, like, we're people, like, we adopted these values from somewhere, and we're in America, like, outside of the indigenous people, we're all immigrants here.
Yeah.
So, if we go to a more matriarchal society, I know, like, my geography, history, like, I have, like, my knowledge is very limited, but if we go to a matriarchal society, like, I'm curious of, like, what that traditional spousal roles, like, look like in comparison to, like, this patriarchal, like, society that, like, we have just, like, grew up and, like, live in.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, like, someone who is an anthropologist or whatever profession knows this type of information, like, please, like, hit me up in the comments, because, like, I'm just curious. Like, I'm curious about different, like, societies and just cultures that are different from the, like, the patriarchy that, like, we sort of live in.
Well, I mean, I would even ask you. You said your pop is Nigerian, though. So how is it over in Nigeria, like in that culture?
So honestly, like, something I really haven't like talked to my, like, honestly, I haven't, like, talked to like my dad, like, about that, but I do know. So my dad is Muslim as well, and
okay,
yeah, and I know, like, I have multiple grandmothers, but only one. Like, so, like, my grandfather had multiple wives.
Okay. Hey, polygamy guy. Can't fly over here, though.
Yeah. So, like, so my dad's mom, it, like, had, like, I don't know the term, sister wives, or
multiple. Yeah, just multiple.
I don't know what the term is for a wife to wife.
I think the sister wives is more so the American nickname for it. But
I have no idea what the name, like, terminology is.
It's just multiple wives. That's all. Yeah. As far as I know, yeah.
So, and just, like, that comes from, like, I think still, like, in that, like, within itself is a more, like, patriarchal, like, overlay. I don't know what word I'm looking for right there. So I'm just, like, I'm curious of the matriarch societies or matriarch cultures.
I mean, off the top of my head, a matriarch-led culture or society, the only thing I can think of is freaking Wonder Woman and the Amazons out there, bro. I can't think of, I am not knowledgeable of a culture or society where men either dominate a majority of the leadership and power, or at least share. I mean, to be quite honest, and I would even argue the point, in today's society, American society, is it really patriarch? I mean, you know, especially with a lot of, you know, advancement with women and things like that. And I'm not here to shame nobody, but women have advanced in many areas and facets of society, and especially in the dating realm, to where I think we even mentioned it too, just not even dating, but just education. Yeah. And I think you mentioned a statistic where black women are the most educated group of women. What is it, globally or in America or something like that?
In America, that's like, that's what, like, the article. That's what the article. So I'm still waiting for somebody to fact check me on that, because until somebody does, that's the information that I have.
Misinformation, yeah. I mean, but I just say all that to say, like, I mean, the way the dating realm is too is that expectations are way different. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like there's a lot of cherry picking going on out here on both sides. Yeah. You know, people want to cherry pick, you know, from religion. People want to cherry pick from social media. People want to cherry pick from even their own past traumas and things like that. Oh, well, I want a man or I want a woman to be like this. And as soon as they meet people, oh, well, you're not good enough. You don't fit my standard. Bye. See you. Bye. And I mean, you know, to a certain extent, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you're not compromising. You're not really utilizing the dating experience like it needs to. I think we all need to, at least in my belief, we were all men and young. But I'm at the point where, like, bro, I'm dating to get married. I'm dating with long term intentions. Now, granted, every dude ain't out here like that. Every woman ain't out here like that. But that's them. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be out here married. You know how we say, yo, get you a good woman and get out the game. Like, same way, find you a good dude and get out the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy out here because the work ain't being put in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything is so superficial. Like I said, the microwave love term. Like, it's just, oh, now granted, you know, you gotta look good. I gotta be able to look at you. You know what I'm saying? When I roll over, I gotta be able to look at you. But at the end of the day, the looks, the physical, you know, that wanes. That ain't always gonna be there. What you like inside, though. But in order for you to know who you are inside, you gotta be able to do the work. You gotta be able to know what you like, what you don't like. You have to be willing to compromise. You have to be willing to sacrifice. I'm not saying I'm not saying therapy is the end all be all cure to discover that. No, but you have to place yourself in uncomfortable situations. You have to be challenged. You have to be challenged respectfully. You have to be open to constructive criticism because everybody's so quick to say, oh, well, I'm not perfect. Yeah. And then when I point out one of your imperfections, now all of a sudden it's a problem and you got an attitude. No, you can't have it both ways. And that goes for men and women. It's not like it's like you have to learn and put it into practice each and every day. People aren't patient, bro. We live in a world that is not built for patience. You press a button, boom, the one and done. Boom, boom, I want it done. This instant.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's the society that we live in, and the product of that. So I'm just gonna steal your bar, but probably like just ruin it. It's that Michelin star taste, but that microwave effort.
Yeah. You're right. I like that. You know, like, go ahead, brother. I'm gonna let that's you use the microwave love piece, but go ahead. You took it a step further. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You got it, bro.
Yeah, because it's like we want these things like quick, but we want them to be like of like high quality, which most things of high quality takes time. It takes effort. Takes pressure. Like not to use like a cliche, but like diamonds, like the most value. I'm assuming diamonds are still the most valuable. I don't know. Somebody could have found some other like gemstone that could be more valuable than diamond, but like compared to like other like gemstones, like diamonds are like made under the most pressure, and it takes like it's that pressure in time. I'm not a geologist, so somebody could like be like, no, diamonds, you can actually make a diamond in the lab.
I mean,
but those lab
diamonds
are not the same.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Diamond starts with a D, ends with a D. Diamond. It is diamond.
And, all right. I need a geologist person to compare a lab diamond to a natural diamond, and let me know which one will stand time longer, because my analogies might not mean shit. Excuse my language. If the lab diamond that takes a day lasts longer. But getting to the point though, like most things like that would stand time is that commitment, that effort, that struggle that like goes into that, especially like talking about like with relationships, like with this microwave of love or this effort that swipe left, swipe right, super like reach out to somebody's in their DMs. And if their effort doesn't like goes over that, if that's like the same effort that they're putting in the relationship, that I could be wrong. Though I don't know if that relationship is going to like withstand time, withstand trials, because you like your expectations is not like matching up with the effort that you're putting into it. We can like as clinicians, like I talk to this with my fellow clinicians. I know I probably have talked to you about this. I talk this with my supervisors. I even tell my clients this. Like, you're going to get out what you put in, and if you're not willing to put in that work, put in that time, put in that effort, you're not going to get much out of it. And you're going to expect that Michelin star cuisine right in front of you, but you're going to have some cup noodles.
Hey, listen, baby, don't hate on the noodles, bro. The noodles get you through some nights, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So some relationships might get you through the night, but
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? But I think that goes back to like what I was saying, like renewing your attention. I think too, what you put out or what you put in is what you get out, right? Like, I think that is for the relationship, but also that's for yourself. You have to pour into yourself because no one is going to do it for you. No one is responsible for you. No one is responsible for your peace. A lot of people that I hear it all the time in my sessions, especially with dudes, definitely a lot of black men. Especially with the ladies, bro. Oh, I just want to be happy. Oh, he makes me, even the ones who are married, oh, he makes me so happy. I want to get back to when he made me happy, when it was, oh, happy this, happy that, happy. And it's like, yo, and I tell them, I stop them right in their tracks. And I ask them 2 questions. I asked them first. I was like, yo, where you are right now in your life? Relationship, kids, job, career, whatever it is, the totality of your life, everything you've been through. And I asked them to really sit there and think about it. Are you happy? A lot of them be like, I'm not really happy. Or no, I'm not happy, Jamil. Or yes, you know what? I am happy. I'm content. I'm good. And I tell them right there, I don't care about your happiness. I don't care. I don't. You're in my session. We in session. I don't care about your happiness. Because I'm going to keep it 100. What I care about is your inner peace. I care about you being at peace. Because only you can give you peace. People can contribute in the dating game. People can contribute to your peace, but they can also disturb it. But you ain't going to know what they doing unless you solid within yourself and done the work and poured in, like you said, poured into yourself so you know how to show up in the relationship that you want. And a lot of people, and I tell my single homies this, and even I remind myself, everybody will always, myself included, every single body will always show you, they will always show you why they're single. They will always show you. It ain't about what they talking. You will see it in their personality. You will see it how they showing up in whatever, the courtship, dating, whatever. And once you recognize it, you got 2 choices. The first choice is if you choose to stay, because a lot of people, oh, I want to date, I want to marry, I want to do all this potential. Oh, he has or she has the potential. And we all have potential. But a lot of people get caught up in what could be or what should be, or I'm going to change. Through my own actions, I'm going to show this person that I'm worth it. I am worth for them to change. And you're going about potential. And you got those 2 choices. If you choose to stay on the path with that person, you have to accept the hardcore fact that that person may never change and be exactly how they are right then and there. Are you willing to deal with that? And if you are, cool. Okay, you've made your bed. But if you ain't cool with it, you must protect your peace. And a lot of people are scared to be alone. A lot of people don't know how to be alone. And being alone, yes, it can be lonely, but that doesn't mean that you have to be alone forever. It's patience, sacrifice. You cannot compromise your own peace just so you can have the label, oh, I'm a husband, oh, I'm a wife. Because at the end of the day, we confuse longevity, especially black folks, we confuse longevity with loyalty. We confuse longevity with love. Oh my gosh, they've been married 50, 60, and it's their 70 wedding anniversary. Oh my God. They must love each other so much. Oh my God, I want that type love. Relationship goals, and the whole time they hate each other. They don't even sleep in the same bed. They despise each other. And I'm like, bro, I don't want that. Just because you in a relationship, you can still be lonely in a relationship. Don't get it twisted. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. You've got the title, just like marriage. You said you engaged. You and wife engaged, right? Like, a lot of people are chasing a wedding. They're chasing the wedding day. They're chasing the glitz and glam. Like I said, checking off those boxes.
Yeah.
But you ain't chasing the marriage. The marriage takes work, evolution, adaptation. You may start off or whatever on the microwave love, but if you ain't gonna put in that work, how you gonna become the damn oven?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna become the slow cooker? Sometimes the marriage, it can be fast paced. Sometimes it's gonna be a slow burn too. You know what I'm saying? So, I know I just dropped bars. You know what I'm saying? Quote me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Quote me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Copyright and all that.
So, like, there's like two things. No, there's multiple things there that like I wanted to like touch up on.
Yeah.
So one, I'm going with the. I'm gonna go start with the most recent thing is going. Actually, no, I'm gonna go back to when you're talking about like potential. Like people are like looking for potential, or they see the potential and they're hoping for that to come into fruition. And that's what get like a lot of people like trapped, like because. And like, not saying that like hope is a bad thing. Hope is never a bad thing. If the hope for someone's potential is the only thing like that's like keeping you in the relationship, that relationship like might like it may last, but it might like that's not going to be like sustainable because you're dating a mirage basically. You're dating an illusion because who you're dating is not who that person is potentially going to be. And with that, because we're like no one is perfect, like myself, like I have potential that I don't live up to, and like anyone else. And if you're not dating, like if you're dating that potential person, you're gonna resent that person when that person is not living up to the potential that you're dating. And that's just like prepping for like disaster right there. So and then also, like with that being said, it's not saying that that person can never like reach that potential that you see within them. Though you should be dating the person who they are now, and while still like having hopes for, because we grow in advance, like that change is the only inevitable thing. So that person could grow into that potential that you see within them. That person may not. But if you're solely dating that potential person, I already said what it may lead to. And another thing that you said is you could be lonely in a relationship, and that is like something that I think we don't recognize, because we see, well, like, how can I be lonely? I got my girlfriend, I got my wife, I got my boyfriend, I got my husband, I got my partner with me. And it's that fear of loneliness that keeps people in those situations, and they're just doubling down like on their loneliness. And so it goes back to what you're saying, that like you need to like check in with yourself. You got to pour into yourself so you can recognize that, am I lonely in this relationship? And that is something that I find like one of my values in the relationship. And I think I can't think of the person who I saw this from. It was a friend of mine, or a former cohort member in my grad school, when he was like talking about like his his fiance, now wife at the time. And I sort of like I didn't have the words for it, but like what he said like resonated with me is like, for me, if I can like, because like I think of it like alone time, like a lot of like we like to have our space. If I could have alone time and you still be present,
Yeah.
that is something like very like vital.
Yeah.
And that's what he was talking about like his fiance at the time. He's like talk like love is like, a part of love for me is if I can be like have my alone time while you still being present, and not necessarily meaning like they're interacting, they're
Yeah.
engaging, but if you can be in my presence and I can still have my alone time, I can still have my peace when I
It's the
it,
individuality.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so like when you're like talking about that statement my friend made like regarding love like came to me, and just like just to double down on yourself, like you have to show up for yourself. You have to take care of this
Mm-hmm.
all of this,
Yeah.
and that means different things to different people.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, you would know what that means if you're like recharging yourself, pouring into yourself. I think you said it in a previous episode of like, your peace is your peace, and it's up to you to define what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And like once you're able to, I won't even say like obtain that, because I think it's a process.
Yeah.
It's something that you're constantly striding towards.
Yeah.
It's not like a destination where like, oh, like I'm here, everything's good. No, it's a continual process. So as long as you're like continue like moving towards that, you can pour into your relationships, you can pour into your hobbies, you can pour into your work, because that ties into like one of our previous episodes when we were like talking about like burnout. Because some people pour more into the work than they pour into themselves, and that's the beginning of a burnout.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna let you talk while I can think of what I was gonna say after that.
I mean, no, I mean, I'm just
Actually,
reading.
I got
Oh,
it.
you got to, hey, go ahead, baby, go ahead, yeah, because I can go on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Audience know I can go on, dog. So I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah. So something else that like I was thinking of is with any like relationship, and that could be with friends, with your intimate partner, with colleagues, is treating it as its own like life form, its own presence, its own entity, and you have to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of how when I've done, I just like couples counseling, but when I've had done a few of those sessions, like I talk about like there's three individuals, or there's three entities in this relationship. There's you, and then there's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to take care of all three of them.
Yeah.
But and if you're able to do that, you're able to like, not saying that the relationship is going to be perfect, but it's going to be able to move towards like where you want that relationship to be.
Yeah. I think a piece that we lightly, generally, kind of subconsciously touched on, but we didn't directly touch on it, is that, when you brought up about the difference in generations and eras, right? As I told you before, and I mentioned in previous episodes, I am a firm believer everything starts in the home. And it starts with us as parents. If you're a parent out there, I'm a parent, but if you're a parent out there, like, kids these days are way more advanced. They get so much knowledge, and they pay attention. They're very smart and perceptive. I mean, all kids were, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I just say all this to say, it's different nowadays in how we show up not only in our relationships, if you're in a relationship, or even if you're single, you're out here dating, how you show up in that relationship or dating game. If kids are perceptive enough, if they're old enough, they pay attention. Whether you're a man or woman, kids, prime example. I see it all. I hear it from my teenagers. Even sometimes a little younger than teenagers, but I deal with like teenagers and adult stuff like that. But I hear it from my teenagers to where I always ask, hey, how's your family? I always do check-ins, like, yo, what's up with your family? What's up with the squad? Like, how everybody doing? What's up? Like, how you doing? And like, they'll be like, yeah, they cool. Sometimes it'll be like, they'll say little things, and I'll ask them more. Like, I don't try to, necessarily disrespect and pry and be in their business, but it's also like I want them to say it out loud and articulate for themselves their situation, their experience of seeing their parents or whatever their relationship. Mm-hmm. A lot of times that I get is like, yeah, I'd be like, how do you feel about, being out here dating? Whether it be, teenage boy or girl, like, how do you feel about dating? How do you want to show up in a relationship? What is marriage to you? What is a relationship to you? And a lot of times they'll be like, well, they'll always, in the first couple words, well, I seen my mom do this, or I seen my pops do this, or my pops wasn't really around, or my mom wasn't really around. Mm-hmm. So I seen my uncles, or it's always they're leading with an example. And I say all this to say, we as the adults have to show up and also understand how you show up in the dating game. You are teaching your kids or the younger generation how to show up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We show up based on what we've seen our parents go through or didn't go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, some kids, they get it. They see their parents in a toxic situation. They be like, oh, nah, I'm not going through that. I'm not dealing with that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it may turn out to be like that. But the thing that I tell people all the time, like I said, if you don't work on renew yourself and your intention, if you do not keep yourself in check as best as you can, you will end up becoming the one thing that you said that you always would never be. And that's why I said words have to match action. You said you don't want to be that, but here you are acting just like your dad or just like your mom. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people know that they tripping. They know they acting like that, but they are, whether accountability, they're scared, they don't want to face, the accepting the fact that they're in that realm. They don't get the help and they bury it. And they don't get and they show up and they end up hurting people. I had said something in a previous episode that I seen, and I think the quote. And this goes triple extra for the dating game. Those who need therapy, they don't seek us out as therapists. They don't show up in therapy. Those who need it, they don't come to therapy. Their victims do. Mm-hmm. And hurt people. We all heard that line. Hurt people. Yeah. You out here unhealed, you hurt, and you out here, you're actively potentially hurting people. Sometimes you're hurting someone and you don't even realize it. Mm. And that's a dangerous place to be in, bro. Like, very. And I mean, like I said, this relationship topic is so broad, bro. We could go so many different avenues, bro. Like, I got bars, man. Yo, like, but I'm just saying, man, the little bit that we have said on it, it's just like, man, people just need to, they just got to stop lying to themselves, and they got to start within themselves. If you want to be intentional, if you really want to find good people, you have to accept that, yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take work. Maybe shit, you might get lucky and find your perfect person right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? But what I'm saying is, though, you want to be solid within yourself. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure, and if you are currently in a relationship, man or woman, then work on it. Always renew your intention. You know what I'm saying? Change is inevitable, but change for the better. Be better. Mm-hmm. Be better. A lot of people, they'll say things like, oh, well, I know my relationship or my marriage or whatever, I know it's not the best, I know it's toxic, but I stayed for the kids. Well, be better for yourself and your kids. Be better. Trust me. Like, yo, you're not helping your kids by staying in a toxic relationship. Whether it be a man and woman, I'm not singling out nobody. I'm not pointing out nobody. And look, I don't no disrespect. Everybody's situation. Hey, I understand. Some situations you may not just to be able to be just leave. I understand that. But yo, there's always a way out. You just have to find it, and you need to rely on your resources and help. But I'm just saying, you have to protect your peace at all costs, because ain't nobody gonna save you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, I need to hold like a forum or conference on something like I need to hold a class, Professor Milz. You know what I'm saying? Something out here like that, but. Yeah, man, I'm gonna end on that play. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. Just take us home, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we got a little intense around here. Like,
I know, it's all good. So I want to tell everybody to stay tuned for the Black Unpacked Protect Your Peace courses that's coming out 2027, maybe 2028.
Nah, I need that salary. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Professor Milz, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you something.
Oh no, but that was good though. That was good. But I'm just gonna like close it on. Gotta protect your peace.
Hey, gotta protect your peace. Protect that peace, baby. You know what I'm saying?
And what that looks like to you is what it looks like to you. Like how I protect mine, how Milz protects his. It's going to look different, but find that process and continue moving forward. And I want to thank everybody who tuned in for this episode. And like Bill said, relationships, we're probably going to hit on different parts of this throughout this season, throughout next season.
Hey, you know we here.
We may have guests and talk about relationships in future seasons, because relationships is a huge umbrella.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are underneath. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Deuces.